Hello, everybody, and welcome to a Sunday sermon. Each week, we try to bring you a message of love and faith, and you never know who's going to be doing it ahead of time. This week, we are blessed with the Archangel Gabriel. He's been with us many times before, always has a great message. So, why don't we start with the Archangel's message? Here we go. Hello, everyone. Yes, Barry is correct. I have been here before. I have tried to give you words of faith. I've tried to speak of God. And I've tried to tell you a little bit of what He wants of each and every one of you. Many of you pay attention, but many of you don't. There are many, many people out there that refuse to accept words of faith. That's very sad, but that's also the result of free will. Each week you probably hear us mention free will, and that's the way it is as well. You see, free will is the great test for humans. If you can control your ego and control your free will, then the odds are pretty good that you'll be doing what God wants you to do. But if you can't control it, let's say that you want nothing more than to make wealth. Let's say that you enjoy hurting others. Let's say that you enjoy controlling the lives of others. It may be that this takes place with your employees. It may be that it takes place with groups of which you're members. There's many, many ways that you can control others. Religion can actually be used to control others. If a church tells you that they are the only way that you will ever enter heaven, and if you don't, you'll go to hell, they're controlling you. The going to hell part is meant to scare you. If you pay attention to those words, then you will probably follow what that religion wants you to do. And it can divert you from a true path of what God wants you to do. You see, I've been around since creation. I'm on many different planets, and I see many different types of living creatures. Some of them are extremely advanced. Some of them are not so advanced. Humans are a relatively new culture, and they have a lot of learning that they need to do. So we try to do our best to help. Before you come back, we provide you with guides, and those guides give you a life plan. You see, you won't know what that life plan is because you come back as a baby and your mind is wiped clean. We want you to start fresh. Each baby starts fresh. They have the ability to learn, but they do not have the facts. Babies must be given facts. They must be taught to walk. They must be taught to talk. And they must be taught to make their own decisions. It takes a long time for a human to really become mature and be able to make its own decisions. Seems like some people never mature enough that they pick the decisions that they should be making. That's our job. Our job is to try to lead. Our job is to bring messages to try to show the human the way that God wants them to go in their life. Many people just simply turn that off. They don't pay attention. And because of it, many lives are miserable. Many people have great wealth, but are quite miserable. Many people have little wealth and are very happy. Money does not buy happiness. You may have heard that before, but it's true. Money can buy you some of the greatest sadness that you can imagine. It may be that one of your children uses that money to buy drugs and overdoses and kills himself. There is no greater grief than when a child dies for the parents. You see, the way of things is that the grandparents are supposed to go first, then the parents, then the child, then the human sees their friends growing older and passing. And if a human manages to live a great many years, you will see almost everyone that you know pass from life. That is part of the lesson. Grief. Grief is a terrible part of the human lesson. All humans must learn to deal with grief. There's no way around it. Everything that lives dies. You'll see your pets pass from this earth, but rest assured, your pets also go to heaven. And when you return yourself, you'll probably see your pets, your family members. All of the things that you lose in life, you will regain in heaven, assuming that you live a decent life. No one expects you to live a perfect life. There's no such thing as that. God expects everyone to make mistakes, and everyone does make mistakes. Many people have things in their past that they fear is going to create them to, shall we say, go to hell. It won't, but it can help give them a bad judgment when they return. But it's never, ever too late to change. It's never too late to follow the words of God and his preachings. It's never too late to help others. It's never too late to do unto others as you would have them do unto you. That is the great common sense. If you do not want to be hurt, don't hurt others. Many people ignore that. Many people think that they're above that they have powers, that they are perhaps a genius, that they have the great wealth, that they can do what they want. They think the human laws don't apply to them if they have these great powers. You see this with your politicians. You see, politicians will do anything they want to gain their own power and to remain in their elected positions. It's very sad. You see, the political process was designed so that people would represent what was best for others. The people would elect a person, and that person would go and represent them. That's the way it was supposed to be. Today, you see people that spend their lives in politics. You see them stay in that position. You see them literally steal to stay in that position. Today, they need great amounts of money to run political campaigns. So they will sell their souls to those that will give them money so that they can campaign and maintain their position. Why would you sell your soul to maintain a position? When you take a person's great amount of money, it's not going to be free. There are always strings attached. Oh, there are some people out there that have given great amounts to help others. Andrew Carnegie, Milton Hershey, Danny Thomas. I can go on with these wonderful names of people. We've assisted them to try to show them the direction of what they should do with the money that they have. But many of these people, the really great ones, understand in their hearts what's necessary. I would hope that all of you that are listening right now feel in your hearts what is necessary. What's necessary is for you to start living a good life, for you to follow the words, and then things automatically will happen. You will meet individuals that need help and you will help them. It may be that you need to make different decisions in how you treat your family and your job. Maybe you need to leave a job and find happiness elsewhere. If you hate going to work when you get up in the morning, if you tell yourself that your job is terrible, look for other work. It's not easy, but you'll find it. If you pray and ask your guides to help show you the way to another job, quite in most instances, an opportunity will come up where you can find happiness. We guide humans every day. We try to tell them what to do. We try to tell them what decisions to make. In most instances, the free will and the egos lead that human in an opposite direction. We still keep trying, and I hope that you as humans keep trying in your journey to help others. That is a true path to heaven. I'm not going to tell you there is a path to hell. We've already discussed that. But there is a path to you having a not quite as enjoyable judgment when you return. If you kill many, make decisions that send armies to destroy, to harm, to kill innocent people, then you're making decisions that terribly affect others. And that decision will terribly affect you when you return. If you rob and steal, sell drugs, and selling drugs is an absolutely terrible thing because it leads others to take those drugs. And in many instances, it leads others to take their own lives because they see no way out of the addiction that the drug dealers create. Drug dealers will pay great prices when they return. There's no other way because they harm others. When you harm others, you're responsible. You make the decision to harm another person, and you will bear the full responsibility for that decision. Why should it be any other way? We hear people pray all the time. Gabriel, please help me. Please help me find forgiveness. If you hadn't made those lousy decisions in the first place, you wouldn't need what you're referring to as forgiveness. You see, forgiveness is a very complicated thing. God doesn't really forgive as such. You continue to bear responsibility for your decisions. Why should God step in and bail you out if you continuously make bad decisions? We continuously try to lead you to make the good ones. We bring you the words of God. We try to show you how to live within the parameters that He wants you to live. And then you go out and you do stupid things. That's on you. All the things in God's wonderful universe has tried to direct you to living a good life and doing what is right. You go out and you do what you want. You hurt others, you steal, all of the things that you know in your heart you should not be doing. Do not waste your time to ask for forgiveness. Ask for help in changing your path. You see, that's something we can do for you. We can guide you to doing what is right and doing all of the terrible things that you did to have that in the past. Many people worry that they did things so bad that they won't be forgiven. Generally, people that live good lives, that change, that do what they should be doing to help others, they are not, shall we say, not necessarily forgiven, but the impact is far lessened. You always are responsible for what happened. Those are mistakes. You're supposed to live by them, understand them, and not make them again. You get up and you change your life. You help others. You may volunteer. You may do many things. Well, all of the plus side that you do will help diminish the impact of the stupid things that you did. We will try to help you every which way we can to change your life. You can listen to the words. Barry brings them to you multiple times a week. You can read the books that you're seeing behind him. Those are all wonderful messages for you. Each one of those books has a different message, and each one will help you change your life. But you have to read them. That just holding a book in your hands or putting it on the bookshelf is not going to help. You have to actively make a decision to change your life, understand what you're going to do to change it, and then do it. Don't go to church. Tell the pastor that you're going to do all these wonderful things, and then go out and forget that you ever had the conversation or heard the great words. That is something that will be remembered in your judgment. Don't be a hypocrite. Always tell the truth. The truth will actually set you free. When you lie, you create a foundation that cannot be built upon. You'll find it's much more difficult to remember lies and have to retell them than it is to remember the truth and to retell the truth. All of God's messages are the truth. No matter how you try to disprove his presence, disprove his teachings, you will fail. The great failure may not become until you close your eyes on that final day. You will close your eyes on the final day. We will be there to help you when that takes place. If you lived a terrible life, you will not receive great help. We will see that you get to your guides and that your guides will tell you what mistakes you made. But then once again, judgment takes place. Great wealth and not helping others will result in a future life of poverty so that you can learn. There's only one way that humans can learn, and that is by living future reincarnate lives. The path in those lives is determined by your prior lives, by what you've accomplished. Many people serve God and they're sent back to continue to serve him. That is the greatest life plan that can be made for you. All we want as angels is to assist and to lead you. Follow what you feel in your heart, what you understand is right. Follow God's words. You cannot lose. Thank you for allowing me once again to speak with you. I hope that you pay attention to some of those words. I thought I gave a pretty good speech today. You may not agree. So goodbye. I know God is always with you, and he blesses you. Farewell. Another great message. These angels don't play around. They know how it all works. They've been around since creation. That's a lot of experience. So thank you for listening to us. Please tell your friends. Go in and download the messages so that you can come back and hear them. When you have a bad day, check out the messages. They'll help. Goodbye, and we will see you again next week on a Sunday sermon. On Wednesdays, we bring you the words of Jesus himself in the morning. So, a lot to hear. Goodbye. Have a great day.